Hi, my name is Pelle, and in this video I'm going to show you all about Tonerig Instability, which is a new VST3 and audio unit plugin that I have just released. I am using Ableton Live 10, but you should be able to use any music software that supports VST3 or audio unit plugins. I have a track here with a synth sound loaded up. Now let me add instability to this track. As you can hear, we got a bunch of movement and liveliness, and instability does that by adding random modulation to the pitch and amplitude of the sound. I'm going to go through the UI, explain what everything does, and then show how I used instability in a couple of example tracks. So first off, in the UI, we have this button up here that switches from light to dark UI for those late night sessions. And then we have the two modulation groups, pitch and amplitude. I'm going to start with the pitch group. Let me just turn these knobs like this. So the pitch group will add random modulation to the pitch of the incoming sound. The amount knob here controls how much modulation is applied. You can think of it as a kind of a dry-wet knob. So let's hear what happens as I turn up this knob. You can hear the pitch of the sound kind of starts drifting around. The speed control here controls the speed of the modulation. Let me try and turn it up. So we can go fast and crazy, or slow and chill. The stereo knob over here controls how different the right channel is from the left channel. So by turning this control up, I can widen the stereo field of the incoming sound. Let's see how it sounds. So as I turn up this control, we get this almost chorus-like quality to the effect. Now moving on to the amplitude modulation, it's pretty much the same, except the modulation is applied to the amplitude. So let me try and turn up the amount, and you can hear what it sounds like. So as you can hear and also see down here in the meter, the amplitude of the sound is going up and down at random. I can control the speed of the modulation with the speed control. And again, I can make the left and right channel be modulated independently by turning up the stereo control. And as you can see down here, we now have the left and right channel going up independently. Okay. So now let's move on to some example tracks. I have loaded up the first example track, which is a lo-fi hip-hop beat. Let's have a listen how it sounds. Alright, pretty chill. Let's see how I used instability on this track. So up here we have the electric piano sound, which I made with Ableton's Electric, some overdrive, delay, reverb, EQ, and 2 instances of instability. The first one here is kind of like a tape effect, and I achieved that by turning the stereo all the way down and keeping the other controls pretty much at default settings. So let's see how it sounds with instability on and off on this sound. Effect off. Gonna turn it on now. Yeah. Yeah, we get some of those vintage vibes, as if the sound was played from an old, not totally well-off record player or something like that. Let's have a look at the other instance of instability here. So here we have no amplitude modulation, a very slow and low pitch modulation with full stereo. So this is to give a kind of chorusy effect. Let's have a listen. Effect is on. Gonna turn it off. So it's very subtle, but it kind of opens up the stereo image of the sound. Alright, let's move on to the next example track. So for this track, I made an 80s style synth pop beat, bounced that, imported it, slowed it down, and chopped it up to get this vaporwave track. Let's have a listen. Okay, and on the master here we have some effects, delay, flanger, filter, and of course instability. And once again, instability is used as a tape effect. I think I was going for like an old VHS tape machine that will suit this sort of music. See, we have a bit higher speed on pitch than the default and a bit slower on the amplitude. Let's have a listen how it sounds with and without the effect. First, without. I'm gonna turn it on now. Yeah. It definitely adds some nice flavor to the sound. Okay, and I think that was it for now. If you are interested in getting instability, there's a link in the description below. If you have any questions or feedback, please leave a comment. And if you want to hear from me when I release new plugins, then consider subscribing to this channel. Thank you for watching.